Have you ever experienced an activity where past and future seemed to fall away from the mind? All focus was on the present moment. Time slowed down or seemed to disappear entirely, and everything began to happen automatically, maybe even perfectly, without thought. If so, then congratulations. You've experienced flow state. If you're like most people, these are some of your best moments and most vivid memories. And it would be nice if we could go to this place more easily and more often, right? To be clear, no video or book or classroom can tell you where to find flow. Each of us needs to figure that out on our own. Instead, we will try to explain what it is, and more importantly, to show what it looks like and how it feels. Way back in 1975, a psychology professor named Mihai Csikszentmihalyi wrote a paper about a mental phenomenon he called the flow experience, a highly focused mental state common to peak performance of artists and athletes. Before that, the experience existed, as it always has, but maybe it was called being in the moment, or in the zone, or maybe even in the groove or groovin' back in the 60s. Well, lots of other terms have been used. But Professor Csikszentmihalyi put some context to it and identified some of the common characteristics of flow. In his words, the flow experience required a challenge, skill balance, merging of action and awareness, clarity of goals, immediate and unambiguous feedback, concentration on the task at hand, a paradox of control, transformation of time, loss of self-consciousness, and autolytic experience. That last term, autolytic experience, what that basically means is it occurs with activities that we find intrinsically rewarding. Activities are often of a physical nature and require focus and skill to execute successfully. Usually, there's either a real or at least a perceived risk in the event of failure. Physical, social, mental risk, or a combination of these. And it most commonly occurs during an attempt to reach slightly beyond a person's comfort zone. A little bit of fear becomes a good thing. So he began studying the psychology and neurobiology of this exalted state. What is happening in the body, the brain, and the mind? Well, muscle impulses, which are scientifically, technically known as electromyographic signals, send and receive rapid signals between the primary motor cortex and memories for movement stored in the cerebellum. This hyper-task focus results in hypoactivity or greatly reduced activity in the prefrontal cortex. No more chatter, no more rumination about past and future. And the fast, spiky beta wave activity of normal day-to-day chattering thought transitions to a smooth alpha wave activity, much like we see during meditation. Also, neurotransmitters associated with positive emotion increase in the central nervous system. These include dopamine, norepinephrine, commonly known as adrenaline, serotonin, anandamide, and endorphin. All of this is accompanied by an increased focus on the immediate task with a clear goal in mind. When this happens, the activity becomes a dance. So, what are some common activities where flow is experienced? Well, as we said, dancing, but also ice skating, gymnastics, and really most physically demanding sports. Additionally, playing music or even listening to music can result or benefit from flow state. But with the right practice and focus, it can also occur with more common creative activities. Writing, painting, computer programming, software design, even cooking and conversation. And of course, the high-risk adrenaline sports, rock climbing, mountaineering, surfing, skiing, and most of all for me, mountain biking. Now let's look at some common examples of flow in nature all around us. A flock of birds, a school of fish, a Galapagos marine iguana. Okay, maybe not so common. If you can't make it to the Galapagos right now, well, how about a common public place? Most cities have them. Go to a dog park. Look around. See the dogs there? How they live in the moment? Can't help it really. It's how their brains are designed. No ruminating about past and future. That's not built into the software the way it is in our prefrontal cortex. The current thought is that they, like most animals, live on the knife edge of the present, the exalted Zen state, without even trying. So, the way we can focus on the present, the way dogs live all the time, is to turn off the so-called advanced portion of the human brain, the prefrontal cortex, the center for higher reasoning, the place for evaluation of future scenarios based on past experience, reviewed in the mind's eye as a self-created movie. Now, this is a useful feature, to be sure, and it's what allowed our species to dominate every niche on the planet. But this advanced mental feature is not necessarily designed for optimal real-time performance in a high-demand situation, and not necessarily designed for happiness. So, what are the benefits of flow state? Well, improved performance, both at work and at play. Increased happiness, those positive neurotransmitter chemicals at work. And lasting effects. Scientists have observed improvements in performance and mood for up to 2 days after experiencing flow state. For the best flow experience, choose activities that are goal-based. You need to know where you want to go in order to get there. Can be performed in a natural setting. This boosts serotonin. Involve strenuous activity, release those endorphins and anandamide, and carry some real or perceived risk for that shot of norepinephrine, adrenaline. You should also look for activities that have a bit of novelty or uncertainty to get that dopamine flowing. And to really enhance the experience, find some like-minded individuals to do them with, to raise those oxytocin levels up a notch. But most of all, practice, practice, practice. Then, when executing the task, try to remember, be like water. So, find your flow. Oh, and enjoy the dance.